Hi, I'm Carlos Diaz. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Brentwood, New York. Well, I came out around the time I was 18, typical, coming out, do what you gotta do, you go out and live your life. Well, how do I start my coming out story? So I kind of could start my coming out story at a young age. I remember when I was young, everyone used to pick on me and be like, oh, you're gay, you're girly, this and that and the third. And then I didn't really understand it because, growing up in a very Hispanic culture, it's very you're supposed to be this, it's supposed to be that, it's supposed to be everything. You're supposed to be, they box you in some sort of category. So me, I felt like I was kind of brainwashed thinking that I was straight, but I really wasn't. So, what I will say, I remember around 12 years old, as puberty started hitting around, I remember realizing that I was different from all the other kids. So I started noticing I was not into girls as everyone else was. And I always wondered how come everyone else has girlfriends but I don't. So then I'm like, oh wait, you know why? So it all pinpointed around the sophomore year of my high school year. I remember the summer going into my junior year, there was this guy that I was completely best friends with, We were like this. I'm talking about we were so close, and it was you know how you feel when you open up a store, when someone opens up their store to you and you get to know them, it's you start to like that kind of person for who they are. So that's what happened to me. I started liking my best friend for who he is, and as time goes on, we became so close until we ended up getting into this massive fight. We fought. It was petty high school bullshit, but I realized he wasn't like all the other friends where you cut someone off and you'd be like, bye bitch, you ain't shit. But it's oh my god, he was really that really took a toll on me. It really hurt. So then that's when I finally pinpointed. I was like, you know what, Carlos, you know what you really are? You're in love with him. Thus, you're gay. But to make, I was still 16, didn't know, where to go. So I was like, let me just test the water. So I did what every other, not every other gay boy, I can't say that, but, some will like to do is test the waters, go out, see, just get valid proof that, what you are is who you are. So I went out, did a little, have fun, whatever. And then I will say, initially I found out I was gay, but my coming out didn't start till when I was 18, when I met this individual at my job. And it's funny to me how I met this guy. It was very you meet someone, it's does he look I don't know, I can't tell you, but all I know is that I had a feeling he was different too. And then came to realize that he was different, and then one night we just started hanging out, and next thing you know, one thing led to another, and I had my first kiss that damn night with a boy. And that's where I'm like, you know what, I am gay, and this is who I am. So I decided to say, fuck it, fuck what anyone has to say, and just came out. And since then, I have not stopped, been glowing up since, and I'm letting everyone know, for those who haven't came out yet, take your time, don't let anyone force you out. Just know that when you do come out, it's just going to be an exhilarating experience. I grew up around older brothers, and they you look up to them and you're like, oh, you have to be a certain way. Even my father was like, you have to be this, you have to be a macho, because part of the Hispanic culture is very this whole machismo, you gotta be macho. But then I realized that's not who I am. It's not what I am. I'm not boxed in like this. So around when I was a teenager, that's when I noticed that's not who I am. So when I came out, it was more weight off my shoulder, but I wasn't happy with myself until now recently, when I actually started focusing on myself and started focusing, doing what I need to do, getting my body in shape, just do things that made me happy. I understand some people have this misconception, oh, just because you're gay, you're gonna be happy. It doesn't matter. Some people will come out gay and probably not be happy about it. It's all about, to me, I feel like coming out is more of a weight, just finally be out and free, and then that's where you take that first step to actually go towards your happiness and be now, focus on what you gotta do. That's the end.